please. He owns it. He claims it. There's no need to prove it.
It's okay. You'll come back tomorrow.
I tried digging up a bush yesterday. Big mistake. I saw a guy on TV yesterday. I swear he drew his beard on with a dull Sharpie.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah. Can a brother get a sandwich up in here or something? The cops and the firemen were kicking each other's butts.
Man, please.
Man, please.
Man,
Please. Can we get on with it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Good day, everybody. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host, Trog. It's Monday, February the 2nd. You know what today is? Groundhog Day. So, guess what? You're going to be just like Bill Murray. You're going to be listening every single day for the rest of your life. You're going to be listening to the Man Please Show. Because it's Groundhog Day. Get it? Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray? Best movie ever. That's the best thing about Groundhog Day is the movie Groundhog Day. So I'm the guy, you know, at the beginning of that movie when Bill Murray's laying down, he wakes up Groundhog Day morning, and they have that radio announcer. He did basically what I just did. So I'm going down in history. I knew it would happen. I knew there'd be a day that Dano's Trog's ship would come in, and it has arrived. And, you know, it was really hard because I'm a long way from the ocean, so that ship is, a lot of people were hurt, and that's unfortunate. But, hey, look, my ship came in, and that's what matters. Of course, I'm kidding, right? Oh, yes. It's a great day. It was a nice day today. It was really windy here, but that's okay. Oh, man. So, welcome again to the Man Please Show. And once again, I am Trog, your host, and I'm thrilled to be here. Only have a 30-minute show. You know, I have, you know, you got to take baby steps, especially when you're trying to achieve something. You're trying to reach a goal. And, you know, I have a dream too. And I'm going to maybe one day achieve that dream. Who knows? But today what we're going to do, we're going to be talking about a couple things. We're going to be talking about the Super Bowl, of course. Did your team win? The team I thought would win won, but it was really kind of an unconventional win. Kind of crazy. It was one of, if not the best, but I don't think it was the best, but it was one of the best football Super Bowl games in history. That's what people are saying. I think so because it went back and forth, you know. And in the four quarters, you know, no score in the first quarter. Both scored 14 points in the second. You know, and back and forth. It's a really good game. Although the stats kind of reflect who won the game, even though it was really close. I've got a few stats for you. I'm not going to bombard you with stats, but because I think probably 99.9 and of my listeners are women. That 0.9, oh gosh, what kind of man is that? It's a manly man. I have men that listen. I have a friend of mine, Bob. Bob listens. And we're going to build on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why men don't listen. Because, you know what? I think differently than most men I know. Believe it or not, I have a part-time job. And I work at a golf course. And you'd be surprised. Maybe you wouldn't be surprised. At the different kind of attitudes about different kind of things. It's really crazy. I'll talk about that someday, not today. But anyway, we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl. I hope that's okay. I know A lot of folks like the Super Bowl. A lot of folks don't like the Super Bowl. You know, there's people say there's two kind of people. People like Super Bowl and people don't like Super Bowl. You know, you can say that about everything. There's two kind of people. There's broadcasters and there's people who don't broadcast. It's kind of an overused phrase, I think. And then, let's see. I've just got a myriad of things to talk about. You know, of course, they're going to have to be put on back burner. You know, we only have time to talk about a couple things in 30 minutes. You know what I'm screaming? You know what I'm screaming? I've got, matter of fact, I'll tell you what some of them are. One of the topics is going to be hospital waiting rooms because my stepdaughter, Alicia, just recently had twins, two lovely boys. And, of course, we were in the waiting room. And it was a long labor, poor thing. It was 24 hours. And, but I tell you what, I'm a people watcher. And I enjoy listening and I enjoy listening. I enjoy, I just got distracted. I had a call and I know it's not for the show. Listening and watching the people and paying attention to them because some people, you know, really want you listening to their conversation. It's kind of obvious, I think. But we'll talk about that one day. That's a good topic. You know what? I would like to talk one day about racism. I feel very strong about racism. I wasn't raised a racist. I was raised a military brat, and so all of my neighbors were black and white and Hispanic and Asian. So when I was growing up, it wasn't accepted. My father wasn't a racist. My mother wasn't. And so that's the way I was raised. But I find racism very fascinating. I saw a movie during the Martin Luther King birthday holiday. There was a movie on a channel called Bounce. And it was called King. God, I can't remember the whole name. But what it wasn't a movie, you know, like you ordinarily watch. It was a movie of clips, of reels, of actual events that took place during during the marches, and you know, they were trying to get equal rights. They wanted the right to vote. Heck, I didn't know African Americans couldn't vote until, I think I was born. I think I was alive when African Americans were not allowed to vote. I find that I didn't really pay attention in high school, so I'm learning these things now. But I have an open mind, and you know, it's like a sponge. I like absorbing these things because, you know, I watched that movie, and anyway, I was embarrassed. But anyway, that's one topic, or another topic. Let's see. I got all kind of stuff, man. I don't really have titles for them, but all kind of stuff. But let's see, what we're going to talk about today is, you know, there's been several. One of my biggest fears is dying in a plane crash. My wife tells me that, I would love for us to just die together. And I said, are you out of your mind? You know, if we die together, you know what that means? That means we're going to die in a plane crash. We're going to die in a car accident. We're going to die in a double homicide where we're both shot in the back of the head. I don't want to die together. I love my wife. I want to die separate, at least a week apart. A week apart. And then I know it's not, we're not going to be going head first in a plane down into the water, and we die together in glorious manner. People are not going to remember that. That's not what they're going to say. Yeah, my parents died in a plane crash in a glorious dive down into the ocean, and as they made impact, they were disintegrated instantly. Oh, what a way to go. I don't think so. They're going to be horrified. So I don't want to die together, sweetheart. She knows that, though. I want to die at least a week apart. Then I know, maybe I died of something in my sleep and then, whatever. But anyway, I don't want to die together. And so don't ever say that to your man. He might not realize it and might not be able to verbalize it like that, but that's the way he feels. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so you're wanting to know what we're going to talk about, right? Okay, I got that. Hold on. I'm still thinking here and flipping. Thinking and flipping and flipping and thinking. Okay. I'm going to talk about also, after we take a little short break, I want to come back and talk about terrorists. I have a lot of opinions, so we're going to have a lot of conversations about terrorists and about Islam. There's a difference between Islam and Muslims. But today we're going to talk about terrorists. And I have an idea about how we can find, because if you're fighting a snake, you know what you have to do to kill that snake? You have to cut its head off. And I know that's a horrible image, but it's a metaphor for, we can kill as many of these fighters as possible. But see, what's going on is these, the head of ISIS, I won't even say their names, are just recruiting these young boys and a lot of young women too, young girls, and through social media, and these lost kids, because I'm telling you, they have nothing to do with their time. We need to be giving them, some hobbies, some things they can do with their time. I don't even know if they can get an education. I know we're building schools, but we also need to build some bowling alleys, build some putt-putt golf courses, build some movie theaters, build some skating rinks, build some things, some bouncy houses, put a McDonald's out there with build some playgrounds. Give them something to do other than, what they're doing. So we're going to be talking, I have an idea on how, instead of just trying to kill all of these soldiers, which they're not, but these young men and women, instead of killing all of them, which is not really, it'd take forever. They're going to have to run out of people. I don't think that's going to happen. You got to cut their heads off, which means you got to go after the head people, the people that are recruiting, the people that are coming up with these websites, recruiting young kids on these social media sites. You got to go after those people. You got to go after the head people that are giving all the orders. I know how to go after them. And I think it'll work. Now, the question is it legal? Well, if it's not, it daggum should be. And we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to the Man Please Show. I'm your host. I got a lot on my mind.